Listen, I know Clinton has trouble with young voters, but she's really dipping into the barely legal area with delete your account. 12-year-olds can't vote, hell. They're actually widely ridiculed online, too. Oops. Yeah, this hip grandma thing at the dead end of possibly catastrophic proportions. It's not to say she shouldn't be trying to spin a few memes out, but it's gonna work better if it's authentic. She's 70 years old. Is she gonna pretend otherwise? I don't. This is, after all, the actual problem, right? She's widely seen as a big faker. Hiring a staff of. Wait, is that the new scandal? Clinton uses underage child labor for her Twitter account. But that's just obviously fraudulent. All you're going to get out of kids from that is an awkward laugh and some eyeball rolling. Maybe if you said something about their student loans, that might help. I actually don't think there's anything particularly uncool about grandma memes. Like, you're a grandma, make the meme about you being a grandma, stop trying to pretend you're 12. It would actually even be sort of pioneering. Digital natives are a lot less cognizant of the technological divide than older people are. They don't really see the screen the same way. What I mean is that older people tend to look at the internet as some alternate reality that you have to move into. There's like Lawnmower Man or something. Even saying Lawnmower Man, hey, it was a Stephen King book. I was a Stephen King nerd when I was a kid, but there was a movie also. And it was actually pretty good. About virtual reality, right? That seems to be, I think, how older people interpret the internet. There's like in real life, and then there's cyberspace, and like you enter cyberspace, but then leave it. It's like you go onto the internet, but then you come off of it. It might have something to do with the fact that I think older people, that's how there was a dial-up process, right? You would literally go onto the internet for a while, and then when you wanted to go off the internet, you would disconnect. Yeah. Back in the olden days, people used to disconnect from the internet. Whoa. Digital natives don't get that, right? It's just an extension. It's a part of reality. The internet is real. Maybe it's irreal, hyper-real, but it's real nonetheless. Okay, so there's no real-life Hillary and internet Hillary. There's just Hillary. That means that you want to use their tools, yeah, but you want to look and sound your age too. Because this internet Hillary, it's not a cartoon character. It's not some abstraction or some animation. It's Hillary, right? Don't separate the digital from the physical the way that older people will. You are your Twitter account. And what that means is that if Trump wasn't such a fucking idiot, then he'd have a natural advantage because he's actually writing the stuff himself, or at least it seems that way. That's what the kids want. Like, this is a real person. This is, they just don't want what Trump is saying. So she shouldn't delete her account, but she might want to get more involved with it. She can learn something from what Trump is doing with Twitter. Because it's a lot more authentic. This is largely a trivial line of discussion, right? But you don't get people to listen to your policies if you make yourself fundamentally uncool. And I think the 70-year-old using, 12-year-old tact speak. I don't know how lately she did this with like using language that you hear in the black community. I don't know how that didn't destroy her. But I mean, you could see the reaction was just like people just laughed and they said, "This is, I think that maybe she lost like a bit of a credibility level because that's what it does, right? Just because it's not real, right? It comes. It's like it's like okay, you learned that in a focus group, you know. Somebody told you this. Somebody that you paid good money told you this, and now you're trying to use it to like you know to connect with the Negro. Like it's like I don't know how that didn't kill her. I think probably most people didn't realize it was happening. But I mean, this like I say, this is potentially catastrophic. Kids are gonna recoil badly at that if it gets out of hand. She should just be herself. I know that that might be really, really hard for somebody that exists, behind, multiple layers of defense mechanisms and everything else. But it's kind of, if she wants to win this, she's gonna have to find a way, or at the very least, if she can't find a way to be herself, just retreat. What's going on here, is just about the most cringy thing you could come up with. It's bad. Older people will probably like it, more than young people, right? So if you're trying to, get a laugh out of people over 40, that might work. If you actually are trying to connect with young people, be the grandma that you are. I think that you'll find that young people are not really particularly opposed to respecting their elders. But you've got to present yourself that way before they can do that, right?